Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and inspireddisorder.com/audible.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
7500 is a new movie on Amazon Prime. If you don't have Prime, go sign up for free, inspireddisorder.com/prime. New movie from Joseph Gordon-Levitt also. He's been on a break. I guess he had a kid. You know, just kind of taking a break from acting, and this is his role to get back into it. And it is a film that is focused primarily around Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's a very minimal movie. It's a hijacking movie. He's a pilot. Most of the movie takes place inside the cockpit of this airplane that's traveling. I want to say from Paris to Germany or something like that. I forget exactly the destinations. I believe it's based on a true story. I think there might actually be another version of this movie potentially out there. While I was prepping for the episode, I think I came across one that might be the same. So this might be a remake. I don't know. I just saw Joseph post on Twitter or Instagram that this was his new movie, and I'm a big fan of his. I never saw the one where he was the tightrope walker. The documentary is amazing, but I never saw the feature film remake of that. So I was interested in watching this. It's kind of weird watching a terrorist movie in a time where most Americans are threatened by the police that are supposed to be protecting us. They tend to be they're the new terrorists in a lot of ways. So it's kind of weird to see the old bad guys in a movie, the extremists, Muslim extremists. So in a way, it was kind of a new type of stress. It took me out of the regular stress that I've been feeling during this pandemic and put me into like an old-timey stress, like the before times when it's like, oh, that's why it's scary to go on a plane, because of terrorists, not because of a virus and being packed into a tiny little sardine can in the sky. So it was nice. It was very stressful of a movie. Let me tell you, it was very stressful. I mean, like I said, it's a very minimal movie, not a lot of actors. It all takes place primarily in the cockpit of the plane. Every other location, I believe, is featured through kind of a surveillance camera type of view. Like when they're setting it up, there's a lot of shots of the airport and kind of people just sitting around in the airport, kind of showing the different terrorists that are about to board the plane. Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays the co-pilot, who is on a flight back home with his wife, or his girlfriend, who they have a kid together, is one of the flight attendants. So there's a little bit her being involved. I don't know how real that was, but her being involved in this movie, it gives it more stakes, let's say, when shit goes down. And shit goes down pretty quick. It is a short movie. It's only an hour and a half long movie, so it's a tight, quick movie, and which helps because it does just take place inside the cockpit. But it is stressful. It is a opportunity for Joseph Gordon-Levitt to really, I mean, he's carrying this entire film. It's primarily his performance. There's not a lot of writing necessarily, but the performances are amazing. There's a terrorist that looks like just a normal kid, just literally just like a normal kid. But he ends up being kind of a crucial part of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, whose name he's got a kind of a weird name, Tobias or something like that. Yeah. And it's not Tobias Funke, so it's not a spinoff of Arrested Development. Tobias Ellis is his character's name. So he kind of not necessarily befriends a terrorist, but he definitely shows compassion in moments, and is able to connect on a real level, a human level, to where it allows him at certain points to survive longer than he would have. And it's not like the Hollywood thing where it's like, oh, they have a beer afterwards or whatever. But you see these moments where he shows compassion, and then later on, those moments where he showed compassion allow him to it's just like it allows him to have just enough wiggle room to do a thing that will help him survive. It's just super intense. I've talked about it before on different movies that I sometimes like to take edibles, high dose edibles before stressful movies specifically because it enhances the stressful moments. But with my current weed consumption, I am far from a place where I'd feel comfortable taking an edible. I just smoked a little bit of a joint before this movie, and I was having heart attacks throughout. Thankfully, after the movie was over, the stress went away. Like I was really scared that I just flipped a switch in myself again, and like I'm gonna have another month of just constant anxiety and panic attacks. But thankfully, after it was over, I actually kind of felt relaxed, more relaxed, and that's why I enjoy the edibles. One of my favorite movies, if I were going to recommend, it's actually a documentary to watch on an edible, would be Free Solo. It's about a guy who climbs, I think it's El Capitan, this sheer rock face in a national park, and he climbs it. I mean, he's known for climbing without ropes. So he's doing this thing, and it's all about him preparing to do this crazy climb. And there's a couple moments, couple parts of the climb that are very dangerous. That while training with ropes, he would fall countless times. So when the movie finally gets to the point where he's doing the climb without any ropes, I mean, the whole thing is stressful. Beautiful as well. Most gorgeous scenery. So that one, I would say, is my favorite edible kind of movie experience. This movie, 7500, is one of them. Captain Phillips is another one. I would imagine Uncut Gems being very much in that wheelhouse as well. But yeah, this was it was good though. I mean, it was handled well despite, just the kind of generic Muslim extremist terrorist hijacking a plane kind of thing, which happens. I mean, it's not something that doesn't happen. And it could be based on a true story, maybe, I don't know. In which case, okay, sure. But it feels out of date compared to what we're dealing with today. But it was handled well. There's a lot of different languages spoken, which I thought was, very nice. I mean, everything was handled. It was handled very grounded. It seemed like the whole situation was very grounded in a lot of ways. The performances were very grounded in a lot of ways. And it's just, I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie, despite it almost giving me a heart attack. I'm a big fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I talked about 500 Days of Summer last week, which is just one of my favorite kind of feel-good movies. Despite, relationship depression kind of stuff, but it's still one of my favorite feel-good movies for sure. But yeah, this one's good. It's on Amazon Prime, like I said before. InspiredDisorder.com/Prime. If you don't have it already, there's 30 days free through that link to watch it. And there's other stuff on Amazon Prime, of course, but I'm a big fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I am. I don't know. He's almost like, he has kind of almost a Tom Hanks feel to him, right? Like he's just seems like a really nice guy. Very, like, the characters he plays are very just lovable. He's never, and I could be wrong, I don't remember him being in like a super, like ever being a bad guy. Like that's one thing with Tom Hanks. He's like never played a bad guy. Guess maybe Road to Perdition was the closest. Don John, kind of, or Ron, what is it? Yeah, Don John, I guess, is a bad character or an evil character. He plays a voice in Knives Out. I didn't know that. Anyway, this is a good one. It was a good one. So if you're looking for a movie, just a simple movie. in a lot of ways, but it does what it needs to do to elicit the emotions that I believe it's trying to do. So, and the director, I don't know, I think this might be their first thing, Patrick Vollrath. I believe this is his first, writing, directing. He's done a bunch of shorts in the past. So great work. Would love to see what's next for him. I thought this was well made. Of course, performances were good, and I recommend it. So go check out 7500 on Amazon Prime, streaming now. Be sure to check out our sponsor, stationhousecoffee.com and Station House Coffee on the Instagrams for small batch, single origin, premium coffee, brewed in Vermont, shipped directly to you. Tell them the Ray Taylor Show sent you, and I guarantee that will put a smile on their face. So if you are in the need for coffee right now that is amazing, go to stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram and order your coffee today. InspiredDisorder.com/audible is where you go to get 2 free Audible books. That's right. You get a free trial with Audible, the #1 audiobook provider. Just go to the link, InspiredDisorder.com/audible to get your 2 free books. That includes, in your membership, 1 credit equals 1 book per month. There's also Audible Originals, guided wellness programs, and news, all through Audible service. So go to InspiredDisorder.com/audible, AUDIBLE, for 2 books now. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Go buy Ray Taylor Show merch at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace. Out!